everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra and I'm going out tonight. I had a long week and I'm seriously ready for some girl time. I've got to catch up with a couple of friends. So I'm going to do my makeup and I'm going to, I was looking for a palette that had a red eyeshadow. And you guys guessed it, the only one that came to mind was the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar, because it's the only one that I have with the best reds, honestly. So I'm going to go in with Blood Sugar. I'm prepping my brushes because I did not clean any of them. I know, shame on me. I'm usually always ahead when it comes to that. I'm usually pretty good, and I didn't. So now I feel like, okay, let's get to this. Let's get a couple of brushes that will work here. So I want like fairly small ones. So I'm going to use like my E27 by Sigma. It's a small blending brush. I'm going to use the E45, which is a small tapered blending. So all of those will work, but I do need something a little bit more detailed. And I am going to do this shadow look before makeup, before the rest of my makeup, but because it's going to be messy, I have a feeling. It's going to be messy, and also it's just going to look better if I do it after. Okay, so I have some clean stuff here. And I'm wondering, I think I want to do like dark liner. So I'm going to line my eyes first. And before I do that, I'll add primer to my lid. Okay, I've usually been reaching for, let's see, been reaching for my Sigma eye primer, but I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. This is soft ochre. Mine has like gone dry. So it's literally like, I don't know, it's shrunk in the container, you can see. I've had it for a long time. It's really dry, but it actually makes a really good primer for the eyes. And I'll deal with the lower lash line after. So technically, like I could line my eyes after, but the problem is I usually want to do liner before I do concealer because then I have to touch the eye area. And also, it's just harder to work once eyeshadow is applied. So I think I'll do it before. So what I mean by that is I'm going to apply pencil liner to the waterline using my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 100 Whatever Black. So I'll quickly do this. Okay, I am supposed to be out by 9, but I'm starting this makeup look at 7:30 because I know this is going to take time and I actually want to be where I'm going a little bit earlier. So I'm going to go right into the palette, and I think what I'm going to do, usually I do like matte in the crease, but I want to go right into the sparkly shade here. So what it's going to do is pretty much like once I apply that, all of the other colors aren't really going to matter, but it'll still give some depth to the eye once I apply them. So I'm going to use my setting spray on a brush. I'm going to pretty much like make it pretty damp here. And this shade that I'm using is Blood Sugar. It's the main color in this palette. It's like its namesake. And basically what I'm doing is coating the brush with that color on all sides. And I'm just kind of like smushing it around the palette until it picks up a lot of the pigment. So it kind of turns into a wet shadow with that setting spray. And then I kind of like apply it, kind of dab it onto my eye. But I'm putting on the entire lid area. And then we will blend it out after. Okay, so now I figured, I'm like, okay, I have to wait for it to dry. So maybe we will go in and do brows at least while we're waiting for that. And it won't take long to dry. Okay, so for brows, I like using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. The Benefit Precisely My Brow is good too. It just really makes really tiny strokes. I think that is so much better if you have like really thick brows, but they're sparse, so you want to like create more lines. Mine are pretty thin, but they're really thick. I just have like, I've overplucked down here when I was a kid, so now they're like, I don't really have any empty areas, and I just kind of touch them up and make them like better shape. So I'm going to do that quick. Okay, so now we're going to add some Benefit Brow Gel. This is going to help that color stay in place and not kind of escape on me throughout the night. Okay. And then I wonder if I can go ahead with makeup. I am going to spray my face with my Caudalie Beauty Elixir, and we'll go ahead and prime. I feel like I need something on my lips. They're so dry right now. I'm just going to use my Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. Let's do some primer. I'm going to do this Tacky Hydrating Primer. It's the One Size Secure the Glow. Okay, so now we're going to add some concealer. I've really been liking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch in the shade 10. So I'm just going to add a little bit. I've already done my eyes, so I don't have to add tons there. I'm going to go in with the same palette I used last week for contour because I really enjoyed that palette. And I'm going to go into my cream contour. It's a Tarte Tartiest Pro Glow palette. Okay, so I think I did this contour a little bit deeper, but I'm going to add blush on top so you're not going to see that. This one is flawless from what I can tell. I did the nose, did under the lip, and I did around underneath my jaw. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer a little bit and just kind of warm it up because now it's just looking a little muddy. So a little bit of Sculpt along with one of, I think I'm going to use Fire, which is a little bit of a darker highlight, but it's going to give that really pretty glow. And this powder smells like chocolate, so that's a good thing. So the eyes are looking really weird, but I promise it's going to look flawless when I'm done. So I'm going to also highlight. I'll keep this palette out for highlight at the end because it's like my favorite highlight as well. So I'm back to my Pat McGrath Bridgerton palette. Love this palette so much. I'm going to do kind of like, I think I'm going to do these two. It's a weird mix, but it's going to be really pretty. And I'm adding it above the contour, up to my temple. Okay, and now it's time to blend out the shadow. So this is always a little bit of a scary part for me, but it's going to be fun too. I'll use a smaller brush so that I can be precise. And what I do, I usually dip into the shadow and just kind of blend out the edges so that if I add a little bit of product, but I'm going to tap it off. I don't want to kind of remove any of the product that's there right now. So I'm just adding a little bit of product back onto the brush, and then we're going to blend out the edges. So this can get carried away from you if you're not careful. It can get really high, but in my case, I kind of want it to go a little bit higher because when I put lashes on, you can't see anything on the lid. It's like covered up. So I'm not going to go crazy here, but I am going to bring it up quite high. And I'm going to do a really nice blend. And I don't want it to be, there's actually some really nice blending colors in this palette. So I'm going to use those to kind of diffuse it gradually so it's like really pretty. And then we're going to add some product to the lower lash line. So I think I'm going to use a very small brush. This is this is actually a large pencil brush, but smaller than the one I'm using. I'm going to go into that same palette, and I'm going to add this to the lower lash line. And I'm blending out the liner at the same time. And I realized I forgot to powder. I did, didn't I? Powder will generally keep your the shadow from sticking, but we're going to see. So you can already tell that looks way better. It's like a smoky red eye on the bottom, but I need to get some powder here. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty because it's like the one I have right here, and it's also my favorite. Use some powder, take my small eye brush here, and then just powder the area, and then wipe away any fallout at the same time. See, I cannot believe I forgot to do that. It's like a mandatory step, y'all, and I forgot. Okay, so I'm just gonna, oops. Also just gonna add a little powder under the contour here. See if I can't help clean that up. Okay, maybe I should do my forehead too. Okay, so then I'm going to take a larger, fluffier brush, and sometimes like powder works really well for blending out as well. Maybe I'll try that. So what I'm going to do is blend this out with my powder, and I'm going to go back in with that same brush and add some more red. Just to kind of compound the color, make it a little darker. Add some more to the bottom. And it already looks beautiful. I don't even feel like I need to add anything else. I think like red shadow looks so good. I might add a little bit of brightness towards the inner corner. So I'm going to go into the shade Prick. It's like this bright cherry red. Small brush, and just pop this on the inner corner. I don't know if it's going to do anything though. Okay, I think that's it. I don't want to mess with it too much because I really enjoy the way red looks, and I don't want to darken it up. I think a red monochrome moment is amazing. Okay, so my makeup looks pretty good for just using concealer. I mean, that's a pretty good contour there. I really like it. right, so I'm going to add some liquid eyeliner. Actually, I will do this. I'm going to come back and do lips. We'll come back with highlighter, but I'm going to do eyes first. I'm going to do eyeliner, mascara, lashes, and then we'll do lips and highlight, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. I don't know if I want to do anything with my lips. I feel like natural lips are really, really pretty. Maybe I'll leave them and just take my, if I just take this lip injection extreme with me, I think I'll leave them. I think I like the way it looks. But we will add highlighter quick, and then I have to go. I have to go help put my baby to bed. So I'm going to go in with my little highlighter brush. This is like the inner corner highlight under the eyebrow one, and this shade is Strobe. It's like my favorite highlight shade ever. And this also looks fantastic with a red eyeshadow look. If you put a little bit of this brightening or any brightening highlighter in the corner of your eye, it looks fantastic. And this whole palette smells like chocolate. It's amazing. Okay, and then we must not forget highlighter on the cheekbones. Tip of the nose. Best part is that I can really smell that powder. Bridge of the nose. Cupid's bow. Chin. And I think we're all done. I'm going to do one more setting spray and then we're done. I'm going to use my Surfproof setting spray. This is like such a fine mist, and then your face doesn't feel wet after like a lot of them they do. So anyway, that's it for me. So I'm done my makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. If you are new, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell button, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.